Good morning, class. For today's video, I thought of taking up tenses. I know most of you are facing problem with this portion of the grammar, and this is sort of very important topic. It follows you everywhere, in every subject. This is the basic of English language, as you say. And tenses are not only important for English but also for Hindi. These are the underlying structures of any language. So it is very important for you to listen to this topic, to understand this topic properly. Before starting with tenses, you need to keep in mind that tenses are connected with verbs. Tenses are connected with verbs. What are verbs? Verbs are action words. Any word that denotes some sort of an action is called an action word or a verb. For example, running, playing, walking. Okay. So these words which denote any sort of action are called action words or verbs. Now, another term associated with tense is time. Tense and time. Do you see this connection? TT? Okay. Tenses usually denote or express time. If we want to know when the action took place or when the action is going to take place. Okay. Tenses are connected with time. Tenses tell us when the action was taken place or when the action took place or when the action will be taking place. Okay. Tenses are connected with time. This is very important. Now, in a sentence, what changes in a tense? How do we come to know that, this word will change and we'll get to know? Or if we want to convert if we want to say that some action is taking place at present, but we also want to say that this action took place in past. So what changes in a sentence? Only the verb changes. Only the action words in a sentence change to represent what sort of a tense the sentence is depicting. Okay. Now, tenses always talk about two aspects. What are these two aspects? These are continuous and perfect. Some action which is still in progress. What do you mean by continuous? Continuous means some action is continuously taking place. It is happening at the time of speaking, or the action is still in progress. And what is perfect? When do you say, oh, it's perfect? When something has happened and you come to know about that thing and you give your views about it. That is called perfect. Okay. When do you say that a thing is perfect? When you come to know that, when you come to know about something, that thing has already finished. For example, your mama cooks some dish for you, say pav bhaji. How do you express your feelings? You'll say, oh mama, it's perfect. Yes, you'll say perfect when the dish has been cooked and you will appreciate your mother. The work is already complete. Only there are two types of aspects when the work is continuing or work is already complete. Now we always talk about three types of tenses. There are three types of tenses. One is past tense, one is present tense, and one is future tense. Past tense is the things that have already happened or the time that has gone. It is not going to return. Past की बात है ये, ठीक है? Past is the time gone by. Present is now. What is happening at present? What is happening currently in my life or my school or my world? What is future? Future is the time that is yet to come, the time that is in future. I don't know how it is going to be. There is a sort of an uncertainty relating to future tense. Now I have taken up a very simple example of to depict how the tenses work. I have taken the verb, very simple verb, write. In present tense, how do I say when I have to tell my teacher that, okay, I have done the work? Or I usually write. I write on my notebook every day. I write letters. Okay, this sentence depicts that I am in a habit of writing. Yes, this is my habit to finish my work every day, or I write every day. In the past, how do we use this? I wrote. The verb form changes. I write changes to I wrote. Then in the future, we always use will or shall. Okay, I shall write. Where do we use shall? We always use shall with I or we. Okay, we use shall with I oblique we. I oblique we. How do we say that you are going to write in future? You will say that I shall write. Okay. Now, all the three tenses, past, present and future, are divided into 4 sub-tenses. Okay, all these 3 tenses are divided into 4 sub-tenses. What are those? Simple, continuous, perfect continuous. Okay, simple. Simple is when the action is simply mentioned. Okay, we are going to talk about these tenses in detail one by one, but let's just focus on this division first. Simple present is when the action is simply mentioned, that I write. It is just mentioned that I write. It is just stated. Okay, that is usual. Okay, I always write it down. Then comes continuous, when the action mentioned is incomplete or it is continuing. While I am talking, the action is taking place. Okay, I am writing. I said I am writing. While I am speaking, this process of writing is going on. It is continuing. Okay, what is perfect? Perfect is, as I have told you, perfect is when the action is complete, finished or perfect. I have written. This act of writing has been finished already, and I am talking about it. As I am talking, that action has already been finished, and I am talking about that action after finishing of that action. Perfect continuous. Perfect continuous is action is going on continuously and not completed at this moment. Perfect continuous tense, it means that action is going on, as you can understand with the word continuous. Continuous means the action is going on and not completed at this moment. The action is not complete yet and it is still going on. I have been writing. I started the work before talking, and while I am talking, the action is being undertaken. The action is going on, and it will go on and go on till I don't know when. Okay, at the time of talking, the action is going on, and the action had been started before my talking. I have been writing. Now you will say, what is the difference between continuous and perfect continuous? Continuous is also saying that the action is incomplete, and perfect continuous is also saying that the action is incomplete at this moment. Then what is the difference between continuous and perfect continuous? Continuous means that the action is being undertaken at this moment. While I am talking, the action is taking place. Such as I am writing. At the time of talking, I am writing. But perfect continuous says that I have been writing. This means that the action has already started in the past. There is a mention of past time in perfect continuous, whereas there is no such case in continuous tense. We do not mention the past, okay, in this perfect continuous. Now, where do we use simple present tense? I am going to start with simple present tense. Where do we use simple present tense? Simple present tense is used in regular action. Wherever we depict that something is happening regularly, there we use simple present tense. Then irregular actions. Some actions which are very irregular in nature. I will give you examples of this also. Habits. We human beings have developed certain habits, and when we talk about those habits, we use simple present tense. These habits, what are habits? Something that you cannot avoid. They keep on taking place every day. These are habits. Then we use simple present tense to talk about universal truths, which are true despite you being here or not. Okay. Some things will keep on happening. It doesn't matter you are there or not. I'll give you examples. For regular action, I come here daily. I come here daily. Or I write. Okay, I write. This action of writing is undertaken regularly. Okay, this is a regular action. Then irregular action. Earthquake comes in Japan. Earthquake comes in Japan. This is an irregular action. Okay, earthquake might come anytime, but it comes. Habits. What are habits? Something that you develop over time. He sleeps. She sleeps. She eats. She dances. That is their habit. Then universal truths. The sun rises in the east. The sun will always rise from the east direction, whether you are here or not. Be it 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years later, the sun will always rise from the east direction. Now you will say, ma'am, you have written affirmative sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, interrogative negative sentence. Then what are these? What sort of sentences are these? Affirmative sentences are positive sentences which affirm something, okay, which establish something. The first sentence is I write, I dance, I work, okay, I eat. All these are affirmative sentences wherein you affirm something, you try to establish something. Negative sentences. What are negative sentences? Where the sentences where we use the word not. Okay? Wherever we try to deny something, we deny using the word no or not. Okay? I don't write. I do not write. Or he does not write. Okay? We use does with he, she, it. Okay? We use does with he, she, it. He does not write or I do not write. Then interrogative sentence. Do I write? What is interrogative? Do you know the meaning of word interrogation? Who does interrogation? The police usually does interrogation. So in this interrogative sentence, we always use question mark. We always try to ask questions. Do I write? Does he write? Does she write? In interrogative negative sentence, interrogative means question mark. You are going to ask a question, and then negative, use of not. Don't I write? What does that mean? This is asking. Okay, don't I do this work? What do you think? Don't I work? Don't I complete my work? Okay. There are some other examples that I want to take up. Okay. I work. This is as similar to I write. I work. This comes under affirmative sentence. He works. I go. Okay? He works. I go. Then examples of negative sentence. I don't work. The use of word do not. Okay? He doesn't work. He does not work. I don't go. Do you get this? Not, the word not. Then examples of interrogative work. Do I work? See the question mark. Does he work? Do I go? This question mark signifies interrogation. Then negative interrogation. Don't I work? Doesn't he work? Don't I go? Do you understand this?